It started as a quiet murmur, a rumor softly spreading through Hollywood's inner circles. Stefanie Powers, the radiant beauty whose charm, intelligence, and effortless grace once defined an era, was said to be gravely ill. The news sent shockwaves through fans who still remembered her as the fiery, fearless Jennifer Hart from Hart to Heart. Could it really be that the woman who once dazzled on red carpets and lit up every television screen was now facing her toughest battle away from the public eye? The truth, as with much of Stefanie's life, carried both elegance and strength. A story not of defeat, but of resilience, love, and a rare kind of beauty that even time could not dim. Her story began not in Europe or New York, but in Hollywood itself, where dreams are born and broken every day. She came into the world on November 2, 1942, as Stefania Zofia Paul. Her upbringing was shaped by a fascinating blend of European heritage and American ambition. Her mother, a stunning woman of Polish descent, recognized early on that her daughter had something special, a quiet spark that demanded to be seen. From the time she could walk, Stefanie was drawn to the arts. She didn't just want fame, she wanted expression, the chance to explore the emotions others hid behind polite smiles. She trained as a dancer, carrying herself with poise and precision, as though preparing for the spotlight long before it found her. But Hollywood, even to its native daughters, was never kind. As a teenager, Stefanie was signed by Columbia Pictures, thrust into the rigid studio system that often valued appearance over authenticity. She took on small parts and background roles, admired for her striking beauty, but rarely trusted with depth. Casting directors saw the face but missed the fire behind it. Yet Stefanie didn't bend to their narrow expectations. Every no only fueled her determination. She knew that one day, she'd prove she was far more than just another pretty face. That moment came with the rise of television in the 1960s, a new frontier that rewarded charisma and talent in equal measure. Stefanie began appearing in guest roles on popular shows, like The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. and The Man from U.N.C.L.E., her presence magnetic and unforgettable. She was witty, confident, and radiantly self-assured, the kind of actress who didn't just play a character, but lived inside it. Viewers were drawn to her warmth, her intelligence, and her effortless sophistication. Slowly, she began carving out her own place in an industry that had tried to confine her off-screen. Her life was as dramatic as any script. Stefanie's first marriage to actor Gary Lockwood had all the glitter of a Hollywood romance. Passionate, glamorous, but the relationship ended in divorce, leaving her to rebuild herself emotionally. But fate soon introduced her to the man who would redefine her life, the legendary William Holden. He was older, world-weary, and endlessly fascinating. Their bond was unexpected, profound, and deeply human. Together, they shared a love for adventure, travel, and wildlife. Holden introduced her to the wonders of Africa, and their time there transformed her understanding of the world. Then, tragedy struck. In 1981, William Holden died suddenly after an accidental fall. The loss shattered Stefanie. In interviews, she later confessed that part of her soul left with him. But instead of succumbing to grief, she turned that pain into purpose. To honor his legacy, she founded the William Holden Wildlife Foundation, an organization dedicated to conservation and education. It became not just a tribute to the man she loved, but a symbol of her resilience, compassion, and enduring strength. By then, Stefanie Powers had already become a household name. Thanks to the series Hart to Heart, which premiered in 1979 as Jennifer Hart, the elegant, witty wife and amateur detective opposite Robert Wagner, she became television royalty. Their chemistry was undeniable, their banter timeless. Week after week, audiences tuned in for the mystery. Yes, but also for the romance. For that rare, easy magic between two people who seemed genuinely in love. Stefanie's performance was the perfect balance of glamour and heart, proving she was every bit as intelligent and commanding as she was beautiful. Yet even at the height of fame, challenges loomed. When Hart to Heart ended in 1984, Hollywood had changed. Roles for women her age were shrinking, and the television landscape was shifting. Stefanie, ever the survivor, didn't fade away. She evolved. She found success in theater, independent films, and television movies, constantly reinventing herself. But life had more battles to bring. Years later, she was diagnosed with lung cancer, a quiet, devastating test of strength. True to her character, she faced it head-on, refusing to let illness define her. She continued working, traveling, and advocating for wildlife conservation, determined to live fully no matter what. Through the 1990s and beyond, Stefanie Powers became more than an actress. She became a writer, a humanitarian, and a woman at peace with herself. Her memoir pulled back the curtain on the disciplined, introspective soul behind the Hollywood glamour. She wrote honestly about fame, heartbreak, aging, and the quiet acceptance that comes with survival. She had seen it all, the glitter, the grief, the grind, and still carried herself with unmatched grace. Today, When we look back at Stefanie Powers through her most intimate photographs and candid moments, we see more than a star. We see a woman who lived boldly, loved deeply, and turned her struggles into strength. Her elegance wasn't just in her looks, but in her resilience, that rare ability to keep shining even when the lights fade. Those who know her best describe her as luminous, not because of fame, but because of peace and those whispers that once rippled through Hollywood about illness. About decline became part of a greater truth. Stefanie Powers has never been defined by hardship, but by transformation. Her life mirrors her art, full of reinvention, courage, and purpose. From a young dancer with dreams to a woman who found meaning in loss, her story is proof that beauty is fleeting, but purpose is forever. That, perhaps, is the real story of Stefanie Powers. Not just the actress, not just the icon, but the human being behind it all. A woman who turned pain into progress and fame into legacy. If Stefanie's incredible journey moved you, take a moment to show your support. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more untold stories of Hollywood's most remarkable women. Because behind every star is a story, and Stefanie's still shines bright.